to help the homeless has hit a snag.
You may have heard of that controversial return to home program, paying for tickets to send the homeless home. As KITV4's Laurie Amata shows us, one woman is telling her story of how it would help right after the state decides not to fund it.
If it wasn't for him, there were a number of times out here I just would have given up.
With Nala Boy, her companion of 9 years by her side, Lisa shared her story. In the late 80s, she followed her job as a flight attendant to Hawaii, but in later years was hit by job cuts, divorce, and then kicked out as a caretaker when others moved in.
Pretty much from there, just my life went downhill.
Lisa says she usually sleeps here at Piano Park on King Street during the daytime and used to sleep near McKinley High School at night until they kicked her out. Now she says she'd love to stay at a shelter, but it's always been no dogs allowed.
I wasn't about to give him up to anybody, so he's been my buddy, my companion.
Originally from the East Coast, Lisa says she knew it was time to leave. With no home, no job, and no money.
I want to be home, but I can't afford to get home.
We want to get them back to a strong support unit to allow them to get back on their feet, get a job, or go back to school.
A handful of lawmakers, including Representative John Mizuno, started a program called Return to Home to pay for tickets to send homeless home. The Department of Human Services has rejected the plan and refused to allocate funds, saying in part the program will be, quote, costly and administratively burdensome.
It's unfortunate. We know it works. We've seen it work. We've sent more than 20 people back.
I've come across an awful lot of compassion.
Lisa says her family is now trying to scrape together the money for a ticket so she can return home and start again.
Leaving here would be kind of sad. I have a lot of history here. But my kids are home, and I want to be with my kids.
Laurie Amata, KITV4 News.
Now, in the past, Mizuno says he's collected donations and even used some of his own money to pay for tickets, but not taxpayer money. So he hopes to meet with the governor next month to try and fund at least part of the program.
He says cities like San Francisco and New York have already had successful return-to-home programs. Well, should North Pacific Humpback